Ultimate MK Podquest.
Why did you buy the clock?
Because it's good. Because it's a good clock. I want to know if it's a good clock.
We don't know that yet. We have no reason to assume that it's a good clock.
Well, we're going to fucking find out. And then when we got to do these countdowns, I'm going to be like, do you want to go at combat time?
It's a lot for a bit. It's a huge commitment to the bit.
I'm going to put it up on my wall. It's going to be great.
Which wall?
The one behind me.
What direction does that face?
Face the
combat. That's right.
Combat direction.
It's combat direction.
Faces the west.
That is the combat direction, I think.
I think so. Because combat rises in the east and sets in the west. Typically, that's how it works.
Normally, on a given day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a sword with the power of the sun.
Yeah, that's a segue. That's way better than anything I would have expected us to come up with trying to get out of that particular topic. Nicely done. Well executed.
I guess, I'm going to put you on the spot before we jump in, actually.
Oh, are you going to ask me to remember the name of the sword? Because I don't know.
No, I'm gonna ask you what you finally thought of the Taven episode.
Oh, okay, so I have to ask if I'm continuing the bit or if I'm giving an actual answer.
Do a little bit of both.
I honestly, you know what? I'm just gonna give an actual answer.
Okay.
Because I realized I didn't have a good bit answer because the only bit I could think of was saying I didn't hear it.
Right.
But that doesn't let me actually.
That was the old. But that was the old bit.
Right, and I don't have a new bit, so. Yeah, man, I'm gonna say what I've said before. I think it's really, really great.
Thank you.
I think it's a perfectly executed thing. It caught me off guard in a couple ways. To be completely honest with you, I didn't really know what you were doing.
Right. I didn't tell you anything going into it.
I didn't know what the conceit actually was.
Right.
And I didn't expect it to be that, which was fun. So I had a good time. And it's really well put together, and it doesn't overstay its welcome, which I think is nice.
Sure.
Because I feel like that's a bit where if you were to do it for like a full length Podquest,
if I had gone full Radio Lab,
it wouldn't work.
No.
But I feel like you kind of nailed all of the levels to it.
Okay. Yeah, I did have to.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm bringing it up just so that people out there know that you're not actually a hater in case the joke was missed on anybody.
I feel like I would be surprised if it were, but
right.
Because if it were missed, I would be just the biggest piece of shit in the world.
Yeah, it was all a bit. My conceit, my goal going into this was I'm going to ask a bunch of people to do stuff for this and make them all treat me like shit over what I'm doing. Much like Taven gets treated on his journey.
Much like Taven gets treated.
Anyway.
By his dad.
By everybody. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on it, and I don't know that I've been the best at responding to it, to everybody who's reached out and told me it was cool, and that's just because I get embarrassed when people tell me I did a good job.
You did a great job, buddy.
Oh, jeez. But I do want to say thank you to everyone who has said nice things about it. I put a lot of work into that Taven episode, and I'm glad people liked it. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take credit for getting us up to number 37 on the TV and film podcast charts on Good Pods.
Oh, can I just say really quick? Everybody go get Good Pods and just, I don't know, like run us in the background on mute or something, because I feel like we could run up that number really easily.
It's a cool.
We are not that far away from peaking on Good Pods.
Nah, next stop of the overall charts on Good Pods, the top 100 shows.
Yeah, so if take one episode you might listen to where you normally listen to podcasts, just do it over there. Just do it over there.
So we are here. What are we here to talk about, Corey? The next two episodes in Mortal Kombat Legacy II.
Glad you answered your own question.
Is that right? Did I watch the right ones? The Kenshi ones?
Don't ask me. I have to ask you that most of the time.
I know. I'm flipping this. I'm making yeah. The Kenshi ones. Yeah. Sorry, I'm bringing up the titles because I don't write them down in my notes because then it'll take me 4 hours to take notes. Episodes 3 and 4 of Legacy Season 2, Kenshi's origin story begins, and Kenshi encounters Ermac in past and present.
Kenshi's origin story begins?
Begins, yes.
Huh. I will say when I watched it on Steam, it did not include the word begins, and I feel like begins is a very weird inclusion.
The Steam titles are truncated. It's kind of better. The Steam titles, I'll just say, the Steam titles are better.
Everybody's favorite Dragon Ball character truncated.
You got a rim shot for that one. I know you
Thank
can't hear
you.
it. But it was good. Corey, do you...
He's all about seatbelt safety.
Why is he about seatbelt safety?
Because the thing he wears his sword on looks like a seatbelt.
That's really good. That's incredibly stupid and really good.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Weirdly, he didn't put his fucking seatbelt on when he hopped in that time machine.
Is this Kenshi or Trunks?
Trunks. Talk about Trunks.
Kenshi is up to some kind of time fuckery. He has to be.
Do we want to talk about Trunks this episode instead?
Here's the problem. I don't know a lot about Trunks except for the things I've said so far. I'm going to run out.
All right.
I'm all out of Trunks humor.
We'll do a special episode on Trunks later on because I got some stuff to say about the man. Yeah, let's
Trunks?
talk. No, the man that's keeping us all down. Vegeta.
Is Trunks Vegeta's son or something?
Trunks is Vegeta's son. Vegeta.
I knew that. Let's go. I'm a fucking genius.
It's Vegeta and Bulma's son.
Let's go. I did not think I was right. That's awesome.
Do you know who his mom is? I said it while you were laughing, but you probably didn't
Bulma,
hear it. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, you heard it. That's it. Yeah.
And then Krillin's trying to fuck a robot, I think.
Succeeding. Krillin succeeds. And they have a child.
How?
I don't.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
We'll
We'll be here all day.
Yeah, we will. And I don't have the answers. Dave, let us know.
Does Dave know?
He might. I feel like he would know. I've seen
Dave
him.
Schilling?
No, not Dave. Dave Schilling might know, but I'm talking about friend of the show, Grin Reaper. I've seen him play Dragon Ball Z games. It might.
If either one of you knows, hit us up.
I don't know. Krillin and that robot might have fucked in one of those games.
I'm just gonna Google. Is Krillin a good dad? Who was the better father, Goku, Vegeta, or Krillin? r/Dragon Ball. This is from June.
Relevant.
Battle of the Dads rules. This is a challenge of not only the DBZ verse, it is a challenge of all dads in different movies and series.
Where does Argus rank on that list?
I'd say these answers are all earnest.
Of course they are.
I'd say Krillin as the guy seems to just try being a regular good dad.
I think Krillin's probably the best dad. Goku is like an absentee father because he just like randomly fucks off into space for years at a time.
Goku, according to the Proton Life on Reddit, Goku, despite truly caring for Gohan, has too much of an over-ambitious parent attitude from the point Trunks arrived. Sure, he might.
Vegeta just withholds love from his son and everyone.
Vegeta might be a decent parent now, but he seemed distant and cold with Trunks most of the time.
Yeah. Like my dad.
Do you think...
I'm cutting that out.
Hi, Neil's dad.
Fuck it, I'm leaving it in. Just kidding, Dad.
Do you think... yeah, okay, let's do a quick question here. I'm going to give you 3 Mortal Kombat dads.
Okay.
And I just want you to pick who your favorite is. Who's the best? No. Favorite's not correct.
Who would be objectively the best?
Who would be the
father?
best dad to have?
Sure.
Now I need to try to remember everybody who's a dad without thinking of the obvious ones, but that might be all I have. Johnny Cage becomes a dad.
Yes.
So he counts.
Yes.
So there's one.
Jax becomes a dad.
Yeah, but I don't want to... I didn't want to just be like, oh, well, there's those two because in the games they gave them kids. I was trying to think of somebody else.
Okay.
I can't think of anybody else, though. I guess Scorpion's the other one I could think of.
Sure. King Jared.
Right? Argus.
Shao Kahn.
Is he... Does that...
He's an adopted father.
I don't think we should count that on the virtue of kidnapping.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, do adopted parents not count in your eyes, Corey?
Not if they stole the kid.
Fair.
No.
Fair point.
Let's just stop at 5. Okay, so we've got 5 options. We've got Johnny Cage, Jax, Scorpion, King Jared, and Argus.
Well, Argus is at the bottom, definitely.
Mortal Kombat Dad tier list.
Because he froze his children in stone for thousands of years, etc.
Go listen to the Taven episode to find out why Argus is a bad father.
Yeah, if it's not obvious enough. Okay, Scorpion. We've seen Scorpion be good dad, right?
I was going to say Scorpion feels like a bit of a dark horse candidate here because we've really only seen him ever be a good father who gets distracted by other responsibilities at the single worst possible time.
Yes, yeah, that's true. But he brings his work life home with him, and that affects the whole family, right? His work life of murdering.
It's state sponsored.
It's but that's not an excuse. That doesn't make him. That's not an excuse. If anything, that's worse.
Think about it, Neil. How many people bring state sponsored murder jobs home?
A lot of them, I think. More than we know for sure.
That's such a stupid joke.
Jax is a good dad. I think but he's a little overprotective.
Do we see him be a dad much?
We see, and you haven't because you didn't play Mortal Kombat 11, but we do see.
That's
him.
why I'm asking.
Yeah. Or 10. You didn't play 10 either, right? That's when he does all his dadding. Is in those, and he's not cool with Jackie being on the special forces, and then he makes some bad decisions to try to protect her. He's a little bit of an overbearing sort of helicopter dad, by which I mean his arms turn into helicopters like Inspector Gadget, and he just kind of hovers over her.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I'm leaving that in.
That one feels borderline, but if you want to leave it in, okay, go for it.
I mean, we've seen his arms turn into other things. Why can't we make a joke about them being...
I have never seen his arms turn into shit.
We watched Battle of the Realms. They turn into giant machine guns.
Do they?
Yes. And he's on top of the helicopter. And I was wondering where he's keeping the ammo for them. Anyway. So who's left?
There's only one dad left, and I'm not surprised that this is how this is shaken out.
King Jared, as we see him in Mortal Kombat Legacy, absolute piece of shit, garbage human, bad father, abandons his entire family and lives in the woods.
But can I make a quick? Can I provoke your brain?
Yeah.
This joke relied on me remembering a name, and I just forgot it. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I'm so mad.
Ramoth.
Yes. Wait. No.
Daran.
No.
Asgarth?
Fuck. Yes.
All right, go for it.
A guy as cool as Asgarth seems to like him pretty okay. And Asgarth is pretty fucking cool, man.
It's true. Asgarth is pretty cool.
Defenders of the Realm, Jared, must be at least okay.
Yeah, but think about how much, for Asgarth to be cool and involved, that he's filling in a gap, right? He's how do I put this? It's like the cool uncle, you know? You don't have a cool uncle unless you have a shitty dad.
I don't know if that's true.
Because that cool uncle's filling the gap, right? He's standing in the gap, you know? I don't know. Right. I think it's up for debate. If we're talking, I mean, maybe. But I think Johnny Cage is the best dad, right? He's got to be. Just by process of elimination, not because he's actually good at it, just because he's better than everybody else.
Right.
More supportive of his daughter's choices, you know? Still lives his own life, but makes time to back her up on murder missions in between his film shoots. Went to Outworld to rescue her in the Mortal Kombat 10 comics. I think he's a good dad. Johnny Cage is the best dad in Mortal Kombat. I think it's settled. Oh, we did forget another very famous dad from Mortal Kombat that is relevant to this episode.
Kenshi's dad?
Kenshi.
Is Kenshi a dad? Oh wait, yeah, of course he is.
Yeah. Kenshi, father to Takeda, man.
Kenshi, father of the Senso blade? Fuck. That's not right.
Yeah,
is it?
the Sento blade. Yeah.
Sento. That's
sword,
not what I said.
The sword of Sento. Kenshi, I think Takeda's entire story through Mortal Kombat 10 and the Mortal Kombat 10 comics is that Kenshi was a shitty dad. He was the opposite of Scorpion in a lot of ways.
Human for one. And not a demon.
Yeah, well, I'm talking. Okay, opposite of Hanzo. How about that? Where he's stuck. He just dropped his baby boy to Papa.
Does that mean Kenshi is in Conquest? Do we think?
Yes, yes, and he's just much older. No, we've settled that.
I mean, he is 900 years old.
It's a different Takeda, but this Takeda may have been named after that Takeda. It's complicated. Yeah, Kenshi shitty dad, who then tries to make up for it later in life. So yeah, I'll put him in second. There we go. Cannot believe we made a bit about Mortal Kombat dads on an episode about Kenshi and didn't put Kenshi on the list immediately.
He's third.
Welcome to the Corey Corner.
The fucking timing on that. Just he's third. Oh, that's really good, actually. Shit. Okay. We're on Fight Island.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning,
Filand.
and they're just setting up what Mortal Kombat is. Everybody has to activate their Arcana.
Yeah, right. There was some light Arcana shit in this, wasn't there?
Literally, genuinely, folks. Raiden tells everybody they have superpowers.
Yeah,
And they have to activate them because they are unleashed on Fight Island or whatever.
more or less. Yeah.
And then Johnny Cage says, that's bullshit. And then Sub-Zero walks in and says, it's not bullshit.
And freezes the fire.
He does do that. And then there's like, it's fight time. And then we travel back to 1199 Japan.
Do you know that was the date? Did I miss a date code?
Yes, I know that is the date.
Okay.
I gotta say, that is comically far in the
That
past.
is really, really far.
1199.
Yowzer.
They didn't have the concept of the number 0 yet, I don't think.
No. But they did have the English language.
Conveniently for us, yeah, they did. So Kenshi is there in the past. I'm gonna level with you right now before I tell the rest of this story.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kenshi 800 years old? What?
I don't know.
What the fuck is this?
I do have a surprise mythology segment for later about Kenshi.
Okay.
I do not have an answer for you on that. I have a theory.
I love those.
And the theory is, yeah, yes. He might be that old.
Okay, well, he's in the past, and he's going to tell you all the games that suck ass.
Okay, all right.
It's a little angry video game nerd humor.
Just a little bit there.
And some thugs beat up an old man, and Kenshi murders them with great speed.
Yeah.
And the old man is like, I'm going to repay you by telling you to go fight Ermac in a cave.
Yeah.
They're sitting around a fire, and he's like, hey, Kenshi, that was pretty cool. What if I told you could have a solar-powered magic sword? There's one catch.
What if I told you there was this underground temple where you could fight Noob Saibot? That's a Conquest reference. This is Conquest. This is Conquest stuff right here.
So, and Kenshi's like, yeah, why do I need a sword? And then he's like...
Yeah.
He already
Kenshi
has a
famously from Brooklyn in this universe.
And the old man is like, I don't know, it'd be pretty cool. There's this guy there. Well, actually, there's a lot of guys. There's one big guy. They're named Ermac. And what it is, you understand? Are you keeping up with me here? The old man is spinning a yarn.
Sure, yeah.
And he said, so there's a demon who was put there by Shao Kahn to protect the sword. Anybody who touches the hilt of the sword has to fight Ermac, and if Ermac wins, he steals your soul.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then Kenshi, I guess, gets fired up by the prospect of being the first guy to beat the shit out of Ermac, and is like, cool, I'm going to go get that magic sword.
Hell yeah.
And he walks to a big cave, and then the first episode ends.
Now, I have a question. At this point in the story, can Kenshi see with his eyes?
Yes.
I wonder if that'll change in this next half. Please continue.
Kenshi fights Ermac, and the cave explodes somehow.
Yeah.
And he is blinded by something.
The
It is
light,
unclear what.
Blinded by the light.
Entirely possible. Cut to present day tactical Kenshi in his fucking big boss outfit.
Just another runner in the night. Okay.
And so he's just out and about on Fight Island. And Ermac just sort of shows up and is like, hey, we're going to kick your ass for stealing that sword. And they fight again. Kenshi kills him, and that's it.
That's it. Kenshi wins. Fatality. Right? We
I
hear
read it as fatality, but
we hear Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa say fatally.
no, you're missing a T.
Fatatally.
That's okay.
Well,
Sure.
How am I supposed All right, whatever.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Whatever.
You want to go over to the Neil Nook?
It doesn't matter. Sure. Yeah.
Welcome to the Neil Nook.
It's Gucci.
You're right, it doesn't matter. I still don't like when you just say it, though. All right. We've got Dan Southworth as Kenshi. You ever hear this guy?
No, I've never heard of this guy.
You a big Power Rangers guy? Are you a Power Rangers guy, Corey?
Conceptually, yes.
Okay, so you're much like myself.
My thing with Power Rangers is I don't actually have a memory of watching it.
Sure.
That's that strong, so I'm not like dedicated to it, and I don't know like which Ranger's the best or whatever.
Right, or
But
which one's the best dad?
I don't think any of them are dads.
Which Ranger would be the best dad? Red, blue,
Kimberly.
yellow?
Is she one of them?
She's one of the OGs, yeah, man.
Yeah. she would be the best dad.
Can't argue with that.
But no, conceptually I think Power Rangers is fucking cool as shit. And I've
Okay.
definitely seen a bunch of Power Ranger stuff that I like, but I'm not like deep in the cut when it comes to Power Rangers. Oh my god.
Did you almost say Spider-Man?
Yeah, because
It's just on everybody's mind.
one of my screens at my desk has Twitter open. There's a Spider-Man tweet there.
Okay. Well, Dan Southworth played Eric Myers, a.k.a. the Quantum Ranger in Power Rangers Time Force.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Power Ranger series that Dan Southworth, who plays Kenshi, was in.
No, but I don't know what the Quantum Ranger means.
I don't either.
He looks pretty cool.
You ever play Devil May Cry 3 or 5?
No.
Okay, well, our man Dan Southworth here voices Virgil in Devil May Cry 3 and 5, and whatever Marvel vs. Capcom game that character was in also.
Now, if memory serves, I do know who... No, I don't. I just Googled Virgil. I was picturing completely the most wrong guy I possibly could have been picturing.
Were you picturing Dante?
No, I'm not picturing Dante. Are there just two characters named Virgil? I'm confused.
I don't know. It's two different games and other stuff. I'm not a Devil May Cry guy.
The character I was picturing is basically just like I've seen him described on Twitter as Twink Adam Driver, and this is not that.
Okay.
So I'm
Fascinating
clearly thinking of somebody else.
that you remember that.
Yeah, it's the only person I could think of that wasn't Dante, and I was like, I bet it's that guy, and it's not that guy.
Virgil
Anyway.
DMC 5.
See, I keep seeing pictures of the character I think it is with a label that says Virgil. Are there just two Virgils? I don't understand.
Maybe there are. Maybe one's different time. Who cares? Let's move
Is the
on.
character's name V? Bro, his name is the letter V. The person I was thinking of their name is the letter V.
Okay, different character. All
God fucking damn it.
right. Well, that's settled. Dan Southworth also had a role in this one's for you, Corey. The House of the Dead 2, the sequel to the UA Bowl movie that he did not direct.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the keyboard game?
It does. Well, you're thinking of Typing of the Dead on the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah.
Nobody else thinks about House of the Dead without a keyboard.
Which was a remake, a port of House of the Dead 2, where you had to type words to kill everybody. This is a movie based on that franchise, yes, but there are no keyboards in it. Kim Do-Nguyen as Ermac. He did stunt work in Alita Battle Angel, which also features Casper Van Dien, who we are not going to talk about until maybe next week. He also did stunt work on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, The Avengers, Ninja Assassin, and Warrior.
Ninja Assassin and Warrior?
Ninja Assassin is one thing. Warrior is a series. Ninja Assassin's a movie.
Oh, so these are separate words.
Yes. Warrior
Got
is, I want to say, is that an HBO series that I've watched some of? Or is it a different? Doesn't matter. It's good. Whatever it is.
I am not
cool.
the guy to ask.
And the last guy we're going to talk about this week is David Lee McInnes, who plays Raiden. This is our new Raiden. He is an American-born actor who now lives in South Korea and mostly works there. There's two things I think I could identify that are on Netflix. Descendants of the Sun and Mr. Sunshine are two projects of his, Korean projects that he's in that are now on Netflix. And he also, of course, did like Hawaii Five-0 and a bunch of other TV credits.
Of course.
Of course he did.
I always thought it was called, never mind, that joke's too stupid.
Take that joke and book it, Dano.
What?
That's what they say on Hawaii Five-0. Book 'em, Dano.
They say book it, Dano?
Book 'em, Dano, because one of the characters is named Dan. So his nickname is Dano. So when the one guy, the main Hawaii Five-0, says to his partner, book 'em, Dano, when they arrest somebody.
The titular Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah, Mr. Hawaii Five-0.
I feel like I'm going insane.
That's
now.
That's it for the Neil Nook. And it definitely did get a little twisted there at the end. Let's talk about this episode, man. We do in fact learn some stuff about how Mortal Kombat works on this island. One of them is everyone who is there. Yeah. Everyone who is there has some kind of special ability that gets enhanced once they're on the island.
Like Johnny Cage is very fast.
Johnny Cage, very fast. Very, very fast, that guy.
Johnny, you've always known you've been very fast. What if that's why you were here on Fight Island?
And of course, Kung Lao, famous for having mastery over the elements.
You've always had that.
Right. I don't know. I guess wind. Is it wind? Is that why he's able to throw his hat real good? Because he can control wind?
Nobody knows.
Somebody send us a voice message and fill us in.
Mark DeCascos.
There's definitely some Arcana shit going on here, and I think that's fine, I guess. It seems like a way to explain how this supernatural stuff can be happening in this gritty reality, this reality-based
It's almost
world.
like we're seeing the failings of putting this in a gritty reality.
Yeah, we are. Because then you got to come up with nonsense like this to explain it away, as opposed to just letting it happen. Just let it happen. Just let it be here.
Yeah, don't explain it to me. Okay, Neil, I'm so sorry. Can we? I need to rip a Band-Aid off here.
Do it.
This did not fucking sell me on this at all, man.
The fireside talk. This excuse.
This episode.
Okay.
Is more what I mean. That's what I mean by let's rip the Band-Aid off here.
Like on Legacy Season 2 as a whole.
No. What are we doing, man? I would like to continue to complain about the way that these are structured. I hate it.
Right.
Because neither part is long enough to justify the cliffhangers that we get.
I know. You just got to get over that, dude.
I won't. I will not. But beyond that, so little happens. We don't get anything out of this other than Kenshi. Now he's blind for sure.
Sure, yeah.
And Ermac is real.
And Kenshi's got a sword.
That's it.
Okay.
What are we doing? Why are we
we're gonna circle back to this. I do want. You know what?
What's the fucking point? And also, I just thought it felt like weirdly corny and stiff, but we'll get there.
We can talk about that. This now. It is weird because again, this is 2013. This is a web series. They're releasing these things episodic because they want people coming back to the YouTube channel, the Machinima YouTube channel, right? Destination web viewing, I guess. Right, appointment web television,
appointment tuning.
But the way that this whole thing, if you watch this whole thing in one sitting, it is almost, I'm not saying it is, but it is almost structured like a movie. Because what starts to happen, what you'll start to see next week is we're going to get, so next week's Katana and Melina stuff and Johnny Cage is involved, and you're going to get flashback stories for them that build on what we saw last season. Then it's going to cut back to present day, and we're going to end up seeing this sort of Johnny Cage and Katana and Melina coming in at the end of this Ermac fight, and then we're going to start following them. So if you watch it all as one long thing, it does weave together pretty well.
If you watch it all in the way it was not delivered to the audience, it makes up for its shortcomings.
Yes, but that's the point, is that's not how it was delivered to us. It's kind of like what Quibi was trying to do, where they had they released, I don't know what it was. I want to say
Quick Bites.
I want to say Anna Kendrick was in it. I'm not sure if that's the thing.
Is this the Golden Arm Show?
It's the It was like a movie that they were releasing in segments, similar to this. They were just doing this thing again, and I don't know that that's the right way to
Well, Neil, riddle me this.
release a movie. You know,
Is Quibi around?
Quibi clearly is not. So I guess the format just doesn't work. And I think that
No.
I think that what do I think? I think season 1 worked a little bit better because they were not connected stories, right?
No, it's actively more frustrating to me as a viewer to get this in weird chunks,
Right.
especially when whatever attempts at tying in they may do are unclear. And
Yes.
it's also frustrating to just have characters just arrive and depart for seemingly no reason.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
I think that's fair.
I'm not going to hold the show entirely down on solely the basis of the formatting and structuring because there's nothing I can do about that. But what I
Right.
can say is that if it's going to be like this, it needs to sell me on something else that's going on, some other element of it that I can find compelling as a viewer, and it's just not there.
No, I think that that's fair. I think that, I mean, imagine if we were watching this and covering this as it was being released, where it was a 7-minute episode and a 5-minute episode, and then release like a week apart or whatever the schedule was, and then it's like, okay, well that 7 minutes is supposed to be good enough to pull me back for next week.
If I'm frustrated now,
Yeah.
my only guess I could have is I either wouldn't have watched it at the time or I would have waited until it was done. But even then, you still
Yeah.
have to contend with the way it's set up to work through the episodes in the first place. And I just
And-
find that annoying. And then like when you get into this episode and it's just like island at night, flashback,
Yeah.
quick fight during the daytime, and it's just like I've completely lost sense of where we are and what we're doing.
Right.
And I've lost my sense in this larger narrative you're trying to string together. I don't know what's going on.
And there's no option to watch this as just one long movie because you're going to get disrupted by those credit sequences every single time.
Yeah, somebody
Those-
would have to like fan edit it together.
Right. Because like I have Legacy Season 2, I have Legacy 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, right? And if you watch Legacy 1 on Blu-ray, it was given like, not star treatment, but I'm pretty sure like it's got like a nice menu. I think there's extra like behind the scenes stuff, and they might have even put Rebirth on there like as an official release. I'm not positive on that, and I'm not about to get up and go find it on the shelf and check. But I do know that when I got Legacy 2 on Blu-ray, it was given the Mortal Kombat Conquest DVD treatment, North America's Mortal Kombat Conquest DVD treatment, where it is just, there is nothing. There is a generic like My DVD Express menu.
Yes, Queen, give us nothing.
With like just like no stylized artwork or anything, and then it's just the episodes and that's it. And it was one of those like pressed on demand DVDs, like you could tell, it wasn't like, or Blu-rays, it wasn't like they didn't like produce a whole bunch of these to put them in stores. It was one of these things where it's like, well,
Granted, I think that was the right decision from a business perspective.
go online and order it, and we're just gonna give you the bare mins, for your money. That's the treatment that Legacy 2 got. So like, but I just think that like this more than the first one would have served from like one long edit of watching the entire story, all the episodes, all 10, all the way through, without credit breaks, without previously on nonsense. I think it would flow better, but that's just not something they've given us the option for. So we have to watch it as it's been presented to us. And I totally see your point. It feels very fragmented. It's like watching a fucking movie in 10-minute segments.
Well, but then you sit and you go with like, okay, well, what are we being given? What is this show? And like from the opening scene, from this fireside chat, much like last time we talked about Legacy, everything that's going on is turning me off.
Okay.
Every single thing, every choice, every line, I don't want to be here.
Wow.
And not because it's like aggressively terrible or anything. I just do not like it. That's all.
I've got, okay.
I'm not saying it's like incompetent per se or anything. I just
No.
I'm not enjoying it at all. And I like the casting. I don't really like.
Wow, man. Hard disagree still from me.
yeah, like I actually barely took notes on the fireside chat because I was like, just let me get through this scene for the love of God. But like, I know that we don't have to, maybe Casper Van Dien can win me over, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
he hasn't yet.
He hasn't had anything to do. We are gonna get to know him next.
No,
week.
yeah, and like the Raiden choice and just the way that Raiden talks feels very
serious.
Not Raiden to me, and it feels like everybody is very sort of like stiff when delivering lines, like as if there's like a weird step between somebody finishing a sentence and then somebody saying something else. I don't know. It's just it's not clicking. It just isn't.
I mean, we
I
are
don't
still
know.
we
so
are still
weird.
dealing with a low budget, ambitious web series production.
I know, but I mean, I can only give it so much.
I understand. I am genuinely impressed with what they've been able to pull off for this thing. Like you and I disagree hard on the island. I think the island, it's not great. It's fine.
Look, okay,
know.
I feel like I have to make this qualifier really fast.
You probably do then.
This isn't me saying it's badly done. I'm saying I don't like it. Those are different things.
I understand.
Like, just to be clear.
I get it.
Like, they're achieving a consistent look to those things, and that's good.
And they should be applauded for it.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about something. Okay, so we flash back in time to the 1100s, apparently.
1199.
1199. So basically the 1200s.
Well, we don't know what month it is. It could be January.
Turn of the century, in any case. Kenshi's just, he just fucks up some highwaymen, cuts them in half, and then this old dude tells him where to find a sword. I could not find the credit for who played this old dude. I didn't, and I guess I could have
I don't know why I thought you were going to say who played
credits.
the sword.
And I guess I could have just watched the ending credits of the episode, but then I would have to hear that terrible song.
It's not a very good song.
And that wasn't going to happen. I kind of liked that scene. I think that the fighting in that was pretty good. It was quick, and we get to see Kenshi cut a dude in half like long ways, and that was kind of tight. You know, they're amping up the Mortal Kombat violence this season. The Ermac cave scene, just nothing fucking happened. We didn't even get to see the fight.
I'm real okay.
We just see an explosion
can I talk
from
about
outside.
What is so frustrating about that?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to not say it in the context of structuring because that part is obvious. But the show is essentially writing checks it can't cash on purpose.
Sure, but it's like the J.J. Abrams mystery box bullshit.
You can't do that in 6 minutes.
We're in peak Abrams.
J.J. Abrams is making full movies at least.
Yeah, full disappointing movies.
I'm not some kind of fucking J.J. Abrams defender. I don't know that, man.
But let's just be clear. God damn it.
What? That wasn't even a joke.
No. Kevin Tancherowen accomplished in 6 minutes what it takes J.J. Abrams to accomplish in 122 minutes, which is...
What is the accomplishment?
Disappoint you.
Kevin Tancherowen, he's in, he's out. Like, honestly...
God, I don't mean that. I just had to fucking take that shot at
J.J. Abrams. And Kenshi has this, like, smarmy bad boy fuck you attitude to him.
Yeah,
which
does.
Feels like weird and kind of like, how many characters do we need with that attitude?
Sure, I think a lot in this universe, because so far it is everybody we've met, I think.
Yeah, and that's just exhausting, isn't it?
I think that there's something to Kenshi's story where before he was blinded, which we're going to talk about official blinding later, like he was riding high on his greatest swordsman thing, you know? Like his gig as the greatest swordsman, right?
That's my favorite Hugh Jackman musical.
And then I think when he gets blinded, like it's like his humbling, right?
For 800 years.
Well, because he has to retrain and relearn all of his skills, and then he becomes even more powerful. But he also knows that he can't see. I don't know, like the idea of the blind swordsman. That's kind of a trope from
Zatoichi? Is he the blind? Do I
Yeah.
have that right? Okay.
Zatoichi, the blind swordsman.
They made like 800 movies about that guy.
They made a shit ton of Zatoichi stuff, man. Let's do a Zatoichi podcast later. We'll watch all of it.
They're on Criterion Channel. I can at least watch them. This is not a Zatoichi podcast yet.
Same guy who did the Lone Wolf and Cub films, I believe.
I like how we already don't want to talk about this anymore. Also, the Ermac reveal feels like a fucking haunted house.
I hate the Ermac. I'm gonna say it. Looks like crap.
Looks like shit. Looks like doo-doo ass. I'm sorry.
Would not know it was Ermac when he showed up if the episode didn't tell you it was Ermac.
Would not know it was like anything beyond like a Defenders of the Realm-esque man to fight because we needed a scene filler. Straight up looks like something you would see in a Blumhouse trailer jump scare.
Yeah, it did not read as Ermac to me at all. Like the iconography is gone. The red and the because dude shows up first as just Red Ninja, right? But then they keep that red theme in the games in every Ermac appearance. You see it, you can be like, oh yeah, that's clearly Ermac.
Well, and in making it more generic, I feel like it's committing another sin that goes along with like this gritty, realist, like overall tone for
Right.
me, which is just like it flattens everything out.
We call that Alan Zane syndrome
Why do I know that name?
because Dr. Alan Zane was Baraka. Remember?
Right. I can't believe I forgot that. I was like, Alan Zane, is he like a director? What did he do? But no, yeah, it's 100% that. And like just in that flattening out and also like just literally and figuratively desaturating of the world and its characters, I'm just like,
Right.
dude, like I don't need everything to be the same. I am very open to different interpretations of this material, but like you're telling me you looked at Mortal Kombat and were like, I need to make this grimmer.
I know. Yeah, it's
Give me anything. Give me some colors. Give me fucking something.
we're not going to make the Zack Snyder connection for like a third time, but it's there.
Yeah, like I can't believe I'm glad pop culture survived that window of time because I do not like it.
I do want to say Kenshi having tactical gear in the present day on the island makes sense because he's got like ties to the special forces, right? Like that tracks, I think. And Stryker having it also tracks because he's a cop and cops want to be military people. So I don't mind the tactical gear so much in any case. I'm glad that they didn't show him in like full tactical gear in 1199, right?
Honestly, that would have been more interesting to me because that implies time travel, which I think would be interesting.
I do think, and you're probably going to disagree with me on this, and that's fine, but I'm going to stand my fucking ground on this
Yeah,
one.
you're allowed. I don't want this just to be me saying I don't like something. That's not interesting.
The Kenshi and Ermac fight was very good.
Yeah, the choreography
I think it was
good.
very, very good. The choreography was good. The way that it was filmed was good. You know, you could like track, like it wasn't shaky cam quick cuts like the other fights. Like it was long. It was long.
Also,
cuts.
was the
It
actor
shot very,
doing
very
that
well.
fucking blindfolded? Like, holy shit.
And that's the other
Fucking
thing. Like he
crazy.
must have been able. He must have been able to see a little bit at
Obviously,
least, right?
but like either
But
way, it's really
his
impressive.
vision was definitely still obstructed, and yeah, the blinded fight scene was excellent. And I think that having like my one exception would be when Ermac shoots out those like weird like
Vines
telekinetic snake vines.
straight up
Yeah.
looks worse than Conquest does.
Looks bad, but everything else they did with their powers because it's Kenshi and it's Ermac, and they both have like telekinetic powers.
Right.
So you know, telekinesis, like they just had to do like slick wire pulls and stuff like that and add a flash here or there. It ended up like working really, really well.
I like the fight a lot.
choreography was
I am
good.
not going to fight you on that at all.
Okay, the fight was great. I think it's the best fight we've seen in all of Legacy so far. The only thing I think I might have liked better was that first Johnny Cage, the Rebirth Johnny Cage Alan Zane fight. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I think the fight in this episode's great. It's episode. Let's just say episode. It's essentially one thing. It's absolutely the high point. The other thing that I like is Kenshi, using the sword pre-fight, like when he's scoping out, like he's like, it seems like some shit's fucked up, and when he
Yeah.
puts the sword on the ground, just like taps it or like hits it. It's more of a hit than a tap, but like
Sure.
it is like honing in and like listening. Like that feels like an
Yes.
interesting character moment.
Yeah, they were really showing his sort of heightened senses in the way he operates without his sight.
Yeah.
All of that stuff's very, very cool. And like, let's be honest, that's the main attraction. Like, you're watching this to see the Mortal Kombat fights.
Yeah, they've got that part down, it seems. It's just
Yeah.
everything around it is doing everything it can to drag it.
That last part when Kenshi kills Ermac, when he like force pulls the sword back to his hand and throws it, and then like does the telekinetic push and pushes it all the way through Ermac into the tree. That was pretty fucking rad. That was a really, really well done effect too. I loved that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That takes the cake. I don't know.
That really salts my apples, but positively.
Sugars your apples? They don't need
That
they don't
really
need sugar.
candies my apples.
That really, there we go. That's the thing I was looking for.
D's nuts? I don't know.
So I mean, honestly, like to watch 13 minutes of a little bit of background on Kenshi and Ermac's history to see that fight scene. I think
they
it works.
in other canon have have beef?
They have connections. Do you want to get into a little mythology segment?
Yes, because I'm out of things to say about the episode.
Yowzers.
People get the gist of what my feelings are. I do not need to continue. Let's be honest.
I liked it more than you. I'm going to be forgiving of a lot of stuff in this series because if it keeps giving us cool Mortal Kombat fights like this.
At this rate, what I'm going to do is just watch every other part of Legacy, and apparently it'll go pretty well.
Just skip I think you got to watch all of it.
Obviously,
Sorry,
I'm
dude.
going to, but if I just wanted
Yeah.
the fights, that's what I would do. Because there seems to
Right.
be a bit of a pattern here.
Yeah.
Mythologies.
The Kenshi and Ermac pairing in this is pretty damn fitting. I'll start with that. In Deadly Alliance, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, that is Mortal Kombat 5, for those of you who don't know, and now you know, Ermac is under Shao Kahn's mind control, and Kenshi is actually the one who sort of breaks Shao Kahn's control over them, which is pretty cool. And in return, Ermac is the one who helps Kenshi like hone his telekinetic powers and learn how to use them. So in the 3D era, in the Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon trilogy, Kenshi and Ermac are like bros. They're like buddies.
I love friendship, for one.
So there is a Kenshi Ermac connection. I'm not sure in the new games.
Connection.
Hey yo. That one got the gunshot. I'm not sure what their connection is. I know Kenshi is present in the modern games. He's part of Special Forces. He factors heavily in Mortal Kombat 10. I think he was DLC in 9. And 9 is the one when Ermac ripped off Jax's arms. So I'm not sure that they're like buds.
In my head, I thought he was like narratively present in 9.
Kenshi?
Yeah.
I could be mistaken. It's been a minute.
Mortal. I'll look it up.
Okay. But I'm not sure that they're like buds in the new timeline.
I do not believe they are.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 9 full roster characters at launch. At the movie. Shut up. Google, that's a stupid recommendation.
So I'm into the Kenshi Ermac thing in this because it reminds me of 3D era Mortal Kombat, which is, in my opinion, peak Mortal Kombat. I'm going to get some more hate mail.
Kenshi is nowhere on this list, but this is also madeupcharacters.fandom.com, so maybe not the best source for this information.
I'm pretty sure he was DLC in 9. I'm not.
Kenshi Takahashi is a character in the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I know. Come on. Dude, fuck off. Kenshi returned in Mortal Kombat 2011 as DLC. Okay.
Okay. All right. Settled.
Solved.
The other thing I want to say about Kenshi is that this sort of origin story, this what they call the origin story of Kenshi sort of seeking this powerful sword and then getting blinded is
Seeking this powerful orb.
is game canon, right?
Okay.
But it's set up a little differently. He is again told about this sword by an old man and told where to find the sword, but Ermac is not guarding the sword, right? Instead, what Kenshi finds when he travels to this tomb with this old man is he opens it up and he is just like attacked by thousands of trapped souls. Similar to Ermac, they're just all separate. They're not combined into like one, power bar's worth of warrior. It's all independent souls. And they rush out of this thing and they blind him as they do that. And the old man starts laughing and starts gobbling up all of these escaped souls. And it turns out that the old man in disguise was Shang Tsung.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I feel like that could be part of what they were implying here with this origin story with Kenshi, because it is just an old man, and we know Shang Tsung can take appearances, and he was a little intense, the old man, right? It wasn't Kari Tagawa, it was somebody unnamed, but that could have been played into it more. Maybe that's something that they'll explore in later episodes. Maybe it's something they were planning to explore in like a third season or something. But as far as we know, that old man was not Shang Tsung. Plot twist, all of these souls that escaped this tomb, it turns out, were Kenshi's ancestors.
You don't say.
And Shang Tsung like throws him in this tomb and leaves him there to die. But there is a sword in that tomb, and he does seek it out, and he does find it. He does find out that it's the sword that his ancestors used. He does learn how to use it and learn how to fight without his eyesight. And he like swears revenge on Shang Tsung for eating up all of his ancestors. He wants to free all of their souls. That's Kenshi's origin story in Mortal Kombat, the video games. So similar, but a little different,
yeah.
Right? And I think it's better motivation, maybe, than him just like having a grudge against Ermac. But Kevin was clearly like taking two defining events of Kenshi's storyline from that era of Mortal Kombat and combining them into one. And it's cool. It works, right?
Right.
I want to go back to talking about the Legacy episode now. They say that the sword was forged by Shao Kahn. So that means in Legacy universe, Shao Kahn's plan was to make a sword that could kill pretty much anyone and anything, hide it in a cave, put one of his soul-eating warriors there to guard it so that it could keep eating souls and getting stronger. My question for Shao Kahn is, why did you have to actually make the sword and actually make it good? Why couldn't it have just been like a red herring? Why couldn't it have just been like a plant? Why did you, once again, like we saw several times in Defenders of the Realm, make an actual like god-killing weapon and then just leave it someplace where some plucky hero could eventually come along and defeat your shitty guard and take it? It's a bad plan. Why is Shao Kahn always setting himself up for failure?
Because we needed a story.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it could have been a fake fucking sword. Imagine if it had been a fake fucking sword and Kenshi still got it, but then Ermac was still out there and could just kill him and take his soul and then take the fake sword back to the cave and just
to
keep,
be fair,
like, rinse and
I
repeat.
guess because the implication, of course, being that Kenshi could not use the sword to fight him, obviously, because he was guarding it. So, I guess what's weird is if he didn't even need the sword to beat Ermac in the first place, then yeah,
it's the same old Shao Kahn bullshit.
But we needed a story, you know. We needed him to get a sword so that he had a sword.
He already had a sword.
Yeah, but now he has that sword.
I don't know, man. It's just that same thing that bugs me. That I don't know. It was the swords of Ilkan in Defenders of the Realm, and the medallion that Quan Chi stole in Defenders of the Realm.
Yeah, because it's cool to have a fantasy world where god-killing weapons exist. I don't know.
I know, but like I just would like for once would love Shao Kahn to be like, "Ha, fucking gotcha, dude. It's a fake sword. What are you gonna do now, bitch?" I don't know.
Is a fake sword? What is a fake sword?
Well, like a sword that doesn't have the power of the sun and can pierce.
A sword that is identifiably not magic.
Yes. Yes. And can't pierce the stone heart of Ermac in battle. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know what? Can't argue with that. Yeah, maybe if you're gonna make a guy who has a stone heart, don't make the only sword that can pierce a stone heart.
Yeah, and don't make that guy guard it. Like, whatever.
Anyway,
I'm not. Clearly, he was pulling from Defenders of the Realm Shao Kahn logic for that one. The last thing I want to say is that this is very much the Noob Saibot episode from Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Yeah, except
100%. Except in that one, it was actually a prank.
Yeah, that's why you like Conquest so much.
That's the reason I like Conquest so much.
Because it's basically punked.
But it is. Warrior finds out about something that's going to make him stronger, but he's going to have to fight like a legendary
big man.
warrior.
His legendary cousin.
And I think based on what we saw in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, when Noob Saibot oozed out of Ermac, they are legendary cousins to each other.
Sold.
It's canon. Anyway, I'm done.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. I think I was fine with the origin story stuff. I thought it was okay. I thought the fight scene was really good, and honestly, like, that's why we're watching this.
Yeah, I liked the fight quite a bit.
The fight was really good. The fight was shot well. The choreography was great, and the martial artists are great, right?
Yes.
Dan Southworth.
Yeah, none of that I'm arguing with at all. It's more like the show is a show that I don't like.
Doing his fights, Kim Do Nguyen as Ermac, doing good fight moves. The fight was good, and that's why we watch it. That was the appeal. That's how they're getting people to tune in.
I would love to also watch it for like being interested in the story, but
yeah, I just
you can't win them all.
I just don't think that's going to happen for you.
I agree.
Sorry, dude. Anything else? Any closing comments from you on episodes 3 and 4 of Legacy Season 2?
Kenshi had pretty good hair back in 1199.
All right, cool. Let's wrap it up then. Much like Ermac gets wrapped up in bandages in later Mortal Kombat games. Hey, yo.
Just sounds like you're like crying.
Next week, next main episode anyway.
Next year.
Is
that right?
No.
Do I have that right?
No. Yes, you do. Next year. We will be talking about episodes 5 and 6 of Legacy 2. Katana and Melina arrive at the tournament, and Johnny Cage is recruited. Finally.
That's your chance, Casper.
Finally going to get to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Casper Van Dien.
CVD.
Have you figured out anything about the man yet?
Johnny Cage or Casper Van Dien?
Casper Van Dien.
I did not Google him, so no. I did not.
Okay, keep not Googling him. It's fine.
That was going to be a pretty easy thing to do. Don't worry.
Yeah, just keep not doing that thing you weren't going to do anyway. What do you have to plug, Corey?
I need a drink. I ran out of water partway through this. I'm down bad.
Oh, no.
I have another podcast called They Made Another One. We talk about movies and sequels and reboots and remakes and whatnot. I don't know what episode's coming out when this one does, but if you go look at our feed, you'll see some stuff there that you can try for sure.
Yeah.
At They Made Another on Twitter. They Made Another One on all your podcasting services. You'll be able to find us because we're the one with a question mark and an exclamation point in the title.
And go listen to They Made Another One on Good Pods, man. Let's get Corey.
Are we on there? I don't know if we're on there.
You're on there.
We are?
Yeah, I'm subscribed.
Also, you can rate us on Spotify now. That goes for both shows, this one and that one.
Yes. Yeah, that option isn't available to everybody, but it is available to lots of people. So go give They Made Another One the old 5-star Rooney.
Yes.
Did you say your Twitter yet?
Oh, mine? No, I guess I didn't, huh? I mean, my tweets aren't very good, so follow at your own risk at Mr. Corey Price.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not tweeting about F1 because the season's over.
Yeah, not for a little while anyway.
I'm sure I'll find a reason, but for now I'm not.
And you can find me on Twitter at Final Neil. I also don't tweet very often. But follow my retro gaming Instagram account at Final Neil Retro. I do post on there more often. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at MK Podquest. Follow us on Facebook. Pretty sure it's facebook.com/MK Podquest. Subscribe in the podcast app. Subscribe on Good Pods. Leave us reviews on there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate us in Spotify. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Do all that fun stuff. We really appreciate it. It is pretty rad to see people enjoying the show, and we are thankful for everybody who listens.
Absolutely.
I don't think we say that enough. I certainly don't, and I'm trying to be better about it. That's my New Year's resolution. Go to our Redbubble shop.
Buy a
Find
clock.
a link on our website, mkpodquest.com, and buy a clock or a shirt or a hat or a mug that says, I'd rather be listening to MK Podquest.
We're going to start selling fake swords.
Yeah, and you can plant them in a cave to bamboozle warriors. We'll be back next week with more Legacy Season 2.
My wife and I met when we were both trying to find a fake sword.
Oh, so that's
The meet
original
cute of the
cute.
killing a demon who was protecting a false sword.
That's adorable. Oh, that's love.
My wife's name, Kenshi.